Hello, I'm Eidgod, and you're about to watch Darksiders 3 run by Distortion2 here at ESA Winter 2019, and I hope you will enjoy it.
Menu, and you press, well, we need to make a new save file first. So, I'll just start the timer here.
The creator construct a universe teeming with imperfection.
And the button didn't work. Did I stop it? Oh, shoot.
Please, please, please tell me you're a planet of demons.
I don't know what I
that
did
needs
wrong.
slaying.
Save me. Okay.
War.
Alright, so we're just going to skip these cutscenes, and we're going to instantly start by quitting out. Super exciting. And now we're going to do a pretty useful glitch. This saves about 5 minutes. So on the menus, you can use keyboard and controller. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to load the game using keyboard, and then I'm going to switch to controller. I'm going to pop up the load save. I'm going to Alt-Tab, pop up the load save again, Alt-Tab again, and then I'm going to load the save twice. And while I'm in the menu, I'm going to start a new file. And this is going to teleport me out of bounds. So you start the run by going out of bounds. And we're going to hit a checkpoint here, and then quit out one more time. And this is going to teleport us to the Maker's Forge, which is like the hub of this game. So this is pretty much like the most useful area to go to. The previous routes, you just started from the beginning, and you would have to do a really tough out-of-bounds skip, and there were some enemies that control you, but thankfully you don't have to do that anymore. The run's become a lot easier since it first came out. So we're going to go down here, and we're going to activate Fulgrim. So we have to go to this guy, otherwise we can't unlock the checkpoints in the game. Like this is, normally you would encounter this guy, but we're actually backtracking to him. So this is normally the level up guy. The new glitch that we found, it's a duping glitch, which actually allows us to skip leveling up through him, which is super useful because in the old route, you'd have to spend loads of time leveling up with him. It was like 2 minutes straight. Okay, so we're going to do one more quit out here, and this is the new glitch that was found a few days ago. So this is an infinite dupe glitch. So we actually have to play the game with keyboard mouse for this, which is kind of awkward. I'm not too used to it, but so we're going to go ahead and load using keyboard, and then we're going to load the game again. And this will pop up the load menu when we load in here. Now we're going to exit out of this. I'm going to hit this, get the mouse to disappear. Alright. So now we've got the dupe glitch set up, and you'll see how this works. So we're just going to run around and collect some really useful materials. They're going to speed up the boss fights a bunch later in the run. That's okay. I'm not good at keyboard. I've always practiced this game with controller, so this is one of the first glitches. Normally there's kill planes in this game. Oh, that didn't spawn us in the right spot. That's okay. Let's go for this. Hopefully this will work. I don't know why it's spawning me to the side like that. Okay, so we're going to drop down here, and we're going to pick up this item. And we're just going to spam the use key, and this is giving us a bunch of these items. So we're going to do this about 50 or 60 times. This is an item that levels up your character, so we can skip picking up souls and just use this item instead. Alright, this should be fine. So now we're going to run over here. And we're picking up some upgrade materials for our weapon. So we can do this with all the item pickups. You can just chain it. It's super useful. Okay, should be good. Can I grab this ledge, please? Thank you. Like I said, I'm not very good at keyboard. We'll be switching to controller after this, and it'll be way smoother. So you can actually bind it to a mouse wheel to make this a little bit faster, but I didn't have time to set that up, so. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and quit out, and now we can switch to controller. So we've done all the duping for the run, and we're going to get super overpowered now. It takes a bit of time, but we used to have to go out of bounds and do a pretty tricky route to get upgrades, so this works a lot easier. So we're going to use these, which gives us a bunch of level ups, and we got a bunch of upgrade materials. I went a little bit overboard just to make sure I just got enough. So this is the blacksmith. He's going to give us one item, which we're not even going to use in the run. Let's see this in a sec. He also upgrades our weapons.
Yes.
It's called the Bridgestone, so you can save humans, but we're not going to be doing any of that. Don't have time for that. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade with this guy. Get our weapon to +6. Weapon upgrades increase your damage a ton in this game. So the old route, we used to get a +3 weapon, but with this new route, you get +6 and you get way more level ups. Okay, so now we're going to level up. This is the most exciting part of the run. We just get to spam this. I don't know what they were thinking with the level up system in this game. It's very tedious. Read a donation if you'd like.
We have $13.37 from Zephyr saying, let's get this party started. We have another $10 from Elderly Latex Man and another $10 from Skedar90.
So we're going to get to 50 strength here, and we're going to get a bit of HP. In the old route, you'd only get 19 strength. So this new route is just crazy strong. The bosses die 3 to 4 times faster. So level 50 is when we stop getting 2% physical damage with each upgrade. You start getting 1. And I'm also going to get a bit of HP just for safety. If you're going for a record, you wouldn't level up your HP, but just in case. Deaths can be pretty punishing in this game. Okay, so that's the end of the leveling. We're done with that. No more. Now we're going to ride this elevator down. This takes about 20 seconds. So we normally use in-game time for this. There is a strat where you can fall down this elevator shaft, but for RTA it's not worth it.
And he does love the sound of his own voice, doesn't he? Not like anyone.
Alright, so now this part of the run is pretty intended. We're just gonna head towards the first boss, which is Wrath. So this is one of the few intended parts of the run. There is one skip that we'll do on the way to the boss, but the rest of the run is pretty broken. I mean, it's been pretty broken so far with the intro and whatnot, but this is the one part of the run that stays pretty intact. You can read a donation here if you'd like.
Right now there are no donations, but I would like to remind you guys that you can subscribe for free with Twitch Prime.
Okay, so we got good RNG there. Hopefully this guy won't bother us while we're waiting for this bug. Yeah, we got really good RNG. Okay, this is good. So we're going to pick this guy up, throw him over there. Sometimes that enemy can be pretty tedious. Since you're so leveled up, you can just kill him in like 2 shots, so it's not nearly as annoying. But with the old route, you could lose 10 or 15 seconds if that enemy trolled you. So we're going to have one more menuing section here, which is going to take a little while.
What would you take your time?
So we are going to sell a bunch of these fragments. We're going to buy a few items from this guy. So this is the level up guy, and he's also like the vendor of the game.
This will fetch Volgrim a high price. You drive
Be great if you could sell more than one at a time, but unfortunately we can't.
a perfect addition. As you
Okay,
will take your
so we're going to buy 8 of these strength shards here. These boost your DPS by, I'm not sure exactly the amount, but they're well worth buying.
I knew you couldn't resist.
Then we're going to buy an Undying shard,
Excellent choice.
and we'll get one more strength shard just for safety.
As you will.
Okay,
For now.
so the Undying shard that I just bought it saves you if you end up going to critical health. So if you take a hit that would normally kill you, it'll actually heal you back to about half health. So this is the first skip of the run. It's a pretty tricky skip, hopefully. Oh my gosh, we got a first try. Nice. So when I was practicing the other day, there was a point where I failed that for like minutes in a row, so that's good. So these fights are very easy. I'm kind of just, yeah. These fights are super easy compared to the old route. The bosses die real fast. We can almost just face tank. Okay, so now we're gonna use the force respawn option. The devs added this because it's actually pretty easy to get stuck in certain spots. So they just gave you an option to respawn yourself if that ever happens. And it's very useful for the speedrun. Okay.
None of your that's no. Surely you are.
I'll talk to this guy a bit. And we're gonna do a pretty large out of bounds section. We're gonna go to the skyscraper. So killing that first boss unlocks the Flame Hollow, which allows us to do fast dashing. Unfortunately, the audio noise for the fast dashing is pretty obnoxious, but it is the fastest way to move around. So we're going to drop down here, and we drop down here so fast that the game's not loaded in. We're going to pause buffer to get that to load in. Now we're going to do this out of bounds section. Hopefully it goes well. It's not too difficult. There's a lot of out of bounds in this game. This should be okay. So luckily, if you mess up, it's pretty easy to save yourself. Okay, yeah, this is good. So right now, we're going to activate a checkpoint that we'll be going to later for one of the bosses. This is for the Gluttony boss. So in this game, you kill the 7 sins. We've fought Wrath. So, whoops. We fought Wrath, and we just unlocked the checkpoint for Gluttony. And now we are going to... Oh gosh, that was kind of close. We're going to Lust. So right now we're just doing some out of bounds navigating, and we're going to jump over this big invis wall. We missed it a little bit. That's alright. Okay. It's fine. I'm not sure how I'm missing this, but I think I need to be sprinting. Oh, okay, we still got it. So if you're sprinting, you actually get a little bit more jump height, which I think was the mistake I was making there. So we're picking up this Invigoration Core. This increases our healing by 1. In the bottom left, we have a thing called Nephilim's Respite, which heals us for about half our health. So we're gonna get 1 extra just for marathon safety. Okay. That's okay. We're gonna have to do this again. This enemy is in a very bad spot. This is okay. Alright, this should be good. Try this again. Alright. All good. So you can dash along here, but it's super dangerous. If you fall through these little panels, you'll have to go all the way back. You lose minutes. It's really bad. So we're going to drop off this ledge, and we're going to hit a checkpoint from out of bounds, and this will respawn us before the Lust boss. Okay, so we're going to dash backwards here to trigger the dialogue with Fulgrim, and then we're going to go forwards. And so normally you get stuck here for about 30 or 40 seconds talking to your companion, named the Watcher, but by triggering the Fulgrim dialogue, it cancels out the slowdown, which is super useful.
The notion of sin is one thing, the concept of
Okay, so this fight shouldn't be too bad.
Always slaving away for others. And let's pull the strings together.
So this is a pretty tedious boss fight because she loves to block. I'm gonna heal here just in case. So this is like the ONS fight. If you're familiar with Dark Souls, there's a second guy who kind of gets in your way. So right there we just used... That's fine. Okay. Just one hit away. There we go. So we used every form has a special attack which actually gives you iframes. So you can use that if you're in a dangerous spot. It's pretty useful.
No.
So that was Lust.
Then by
These fights used to be way more RNG. This new route makes it pretty consistent for the most part. That fight could lose you easily 30 to 60 seconds if you're unlucky. Okay, so now we are going to go to this place called Hatchling Cesspool, and we're going to do a... They call it a wrong warp. It's not really a wrong warp. I'll kind of try to explain it. So I need to stand in a specific spot here, and I can talk to this guy, and I can jump while I'm talking. And you can only do this on the first time you talk to him, otherwise you have to reload. So we're going to pop up the Crossroads warp, and then we're going to travel and exit. Oh, I did it too slow. Yep. That's okay. Try again.
Great. Please take your time. What would you please? As you farewell.
Okay, so we jump right after we finish talking to him, and we back out of the menu. And if we did it right, it should teleport us out of bounds. So essentially what happens here is that if you never touch the ground after you do a warp, then the game doesn't load in the collision, and you actually just fall through the ground. So now we're gonna fall down, hit another checkpoint, and this will take us to the Avarice boss fight. My health is kind of low, but it should be fine. Never missed that ledge grab before. It's alright. Okay. So there is a glitch here. We can get this guy stuck if we do it right. Hopefully we can.
Finally, you show.
We almost got it, so you can get him stuck in that tiny little spot there. So if you do enough damage to this guy, he actually glitches out. So normally he's holding like a bathtub, but that's fine. Okay. So his weapon was invisible there. That's alright. So that was the Avarice boss fight. And that's going to give us the lightning form, which allows us to hover in the air, which will let us get to the next boss.
Why not give
So that guy we were talking to in the cutscenes there is the guy that gives us the hollow form upgrades. So yeah, this is called the Storm Hollow. Alright, now we're going to go to the Splintered Station. Okay, so this is a pretty easy skip. Some people might have even done this in their first playthrough, honestly. You can just hover over to this ledge, and so we're entering the boss fight from backwards, and that's going to cause some unintended behavior. So normally he'd be moving around, but he's sleeping. I mean, his name's Sloth, so it's pretty fitting at least. So yeah, he's just AFK. I'm gonna hit him once more. Okay, that's good. Alright, so we hit the cutscene trigger for the boss. You can actually kill him before you hit the cutscene trigger, but you have to be really fast on your movement, and if you mess it up, you'll have to redo the whole boss fight. So we're going to play that a little bit safe for the marathon. And now we're going to force respawn, so that was the Sloth fight. The bosses they fall over pretty easy in this game.
What would you please take your time?
Now we're going to go to the crossroads, and this is a pretty long section, decent amount of out of bounds. This is the out of bounds that most runners have issues with in the run. I know the previous record lost like 30 seconds on this section to this out of bounds. It's just kind of inconsistent, but hopefully we'll get it first try. Alright, so we're going to jump onto this tiny little invis ledge, and we're going to attack here and hopefully... Oh, okay, we got it. First try. Nice. Okay, grab the ledge. Good. So ledge grabbing in this game is very inconsistent. They did fix it with the later patches, but we're on the first patch of the game, and it's very easy to miss a ledge grab. Like sometimes you'll be facing directly on the ledge, and it just won't work. So navigating out of bounds actually works surprisingly well in this game. Like everything has collision, so allows us to move around pretty easily. You can read a donation if you'd like.
We have $5 from Ludas saying, "Dist, my favorite streamer." Then we have $50 from Anuyan saying, "Go Dist." We have $20 from that account blah 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 saying, "Hello Dist, hello Larksa, wanted to post lots of 7s. I'll keep it in 1 for now. ... 7. $10 from Anonymous saying, "Gotta donate for my man Dist." And another 5 from Anonymous saying, "Hello from America, happy to see Dist at ESA."
Okay, we're getting stuck on that little spike, so That's good. Alright, so this part kind of scares me. Hopefully we get the ledge. Oh, okay, thank God. So it's very easy to miss that ledge grab. The jumping in this game is just super strange. Alright, so if you have any more donations, you can read them. This is a pretty long section. It's like a 45-second elevator ride.
We have $15 from the Rogue Tenant saying, good luck on the RE2 run, Dist. Don't let G2 meme on you.
Thank you.
Pleasure is not the word I'd use.
You wound me, mistress. Have I not been the voice of guidance on this mission?
I will admit, you are not completely useless.
So here we're actually going to be fighting Wrath a second time. So this was the first boss, but he's upgraded a little bit. He's a bit stronger. This used to be a super tedious part of the run because the mechanics behind this fight is that it's just a DPS check. If you don't do enough DPS, he'll just keep healing himself. So he kills the enemies in the arena, and he heals himself by doing that. A little bit too far away. That's okay. So in the old route, your DPS was really low, and the movement he does, sometimes he can run over to the enemies super fast and kill them. Other times he'll walk, and if he walks, it would save a ton of time. It's fine, we'll just tank it. Alright, so that was the Wrath boss fight. That fight used to be pretty dangerous in the run. He would kill you in like two shots. So now we're just going to force respawn. So we've got 3 bosses left. I forgot to go to Gluttony, but it doesn't matter what order you do the bosses in, so no big deal.
Goody, please take your time.
Alright. This is the Gluttony fight. It's not too bad of a fight. It used to be way worse. There used to be so much RNG in this run. So this is his grab attack. If we activate our purple form, it won't actually affect us, and we can just hit him slowly like this. Alright, so he should be going into the next phase. I missed one hit there. That's alright. That's the first phase done. So the second phase is pretty scripted. There's not any RNG. It's always the same, thankfully. So he's going to smash his head like that, and then we're going to bait out his suck grab attack. We're going to make him eat one of those flame rocks. I'll do a quarter of his health. No, we just got to do it one more time. I'm just going to wait, actually. So he should do his head attack again. There we go. Alright. That's the Gluttony fight. I know, we've got a pretty long cutscene. You can read a donation here if you'd like.
We have $10 from Rylu saying, good luck on the runs everyone watching while working. Don't worry, I'm a freelancer, so my boss won't get mad. Also, shoutouts to Fuzziness, money goes to Cuphead all bosses.
So killing this guy unlocks the Stasis Hollow, which is like a blue hair form. It has a really nice special attack to it, or a special form, which allows you to, it prevents hit stun, and it also gives you like a damage shield. So we'll be using that for the final boss.
You sound... The stasis.
Quest.
I question.
Remain on
And in the mean...
horseman.
Huh.
Okay, so now we've just got the 2 final bosses left, which is Pride and Envy. Oh.
You're sick.
So,
Can't smell that.
I went a little bit too far, and now I have to listen to this girl talk for a while. That's okay, though.
Is there some meaning to this particular?
Actually, you don't know. It's fine. I can actually exit the title. So normally you force respawn there if you use too many of your heals, because force respawning brings your heals back. If you just quit out, it doesn't bring your heals back. But we've got 3. We didn't get hit there, so that was good.
Goody, please take
So we're going back to the skyscraper for the final time. We're going to be doing the same trick here, although we're not going to be going out of bounds with it. Okay, that's good. Just got to wait for that to load in.
That seems important. A little ostentatious. Beneath scurry back.
So this is Pride.
Perhaps when I'm so used, but by the though I...
Just going to skip everything she has to say. Alright, so this used to be a very scary fight in the run because of the second phase mechanic. Luckily, we do so much DPS now with the new dupe glitch that this fight is pretty consistent. So already in the second phase. The reason this fight used to be scary is that statue head that comes down, it fires a beam, and this beam does a ton of damage, and it moves really sporadically. Luckily, it's so fast now that the statue head always starts in the same spot, so like the fight doesn't go on for long enough that it becomes a problem. Okay, that was the Pride fight. That was good. The old route used to be, it used to be so scary. You probably did a 4th or 5th of the damage.
all of you.
I strayed. I have been...
So in other words,
Yes.
good then.
Oh, and I
Alright. So now, let's see, we've got 3 heals. We're gonna go for it. Alright, so there's a cutscene skip here. If I spam... Oh, I didn't get it. If you spam B right as you drop down, you can actually skip this cutscene that I'm in right now. So now this is Envy. This is the final boss of the run. That's right. Yeah, that was kind of scary. So her gun spam is the most annoying part of this fight. She goes backwards when she does it. She's almost dead. Alright. And that is Darksiders 3. This used to be a very scary fight. I know I've said that about like every boss fight, but yeah, we can skip the credits, show the final cutscene, I guess. But yeah, that was a pretty decent run. Messed up the wrong warp and a few other things, but pretty happy with that. No deaths, thankfully. So the start of the run was the roughest part.
So the young one plays nursemaid to mankind. It is of no concern. Abaddon rules over the earth. Heaven and hell scramble to take their place at the table.
Alright, well, thanks for having me, everybody. I'll be back on later today for Resident Evil 2, a hardcore run. There's a bid war for it, so get your bids in. Hopefully, I'll be running the B scenario, which has the true ending, the final boss of the game. So, looking forward to that.
You may go.
we have some donations left from the previous run. $5 from Anonymous saying, "Dear Mom and Dad, it's 4 a.m., but I had to say hi to you guys. Enjoying the run, going to lay in bed now and see how it goes. P.S. Can we get donations for this to tap on stream? PPS, love you Larksa, less than 3 XOXOXOXO. Then we have $12.93 from Anonymous saying, "Here's to ESA and Dist for doing and being involved with such an event. Dist happy." Another $5 from Anonymous saying, "Hello Dist hi. I hope you're having a lovely time at ESA Winter." Another $5 from Anonymous saying, "Me and my wife's son love Distortion stream. Go Dist." And then lastly, an $11 donation from Dragon Soul Eater saying, "Good luck Dist. You are a god gamer."
All right, that was some more donations, and we just watched Darksiders 3 All Sins by Distortion2. And coming up will be Horizon Zero Dawn, the DLC, New Game Plus Ultra Hard by Elkcher TV. And
I don't know if you guys saw at Summer, Elkir did run the
Yes.
game, so this time is just going to be the DLC, and the enemies are like much harder, so that should be interesting.
yeah, they're a lot more aggressive. And last summer you did a really good run. Besides that one,
Yeah,
the game not
yeah,
cooperating.
the game crashed.
Yeah,
Sad moment.
but hopefully that doesn't happen again. And we also have a donation goal for that run. If you donate $198 more, so the goal is 200, Elkcher will showcase a flying mount. And I'm sure a flying mount would be something, a sight to see, so to say.
For sure.
So that's
I
something
want to see it, so...
if you want to see what she wants to see, you gotta donate.
Donate, guys.
And we are, of course, we forgot that, we're battles. I'm Eidgod, and this is Charisse.
Yeah, previously known as Psycho Bunny, so just in case.
Exactly, but it says on your screen as well.
Yeah. Wait,
Yes, it does.
it just says Charisse.
Oh yeah, only that part, yeah.
Exactly. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, and yeah, so far we didn't have that many runs, so not that much has happened to talk about. But I hope you guys are having a very nice time and are enjoying it so far. And we'll have six full more days of speedruns. So all the way until Sunday. No, Saturday.
You're running
Yes, I will be running.
2 games.
And you're running one.
I'm running 1.
Yeah, I'm already up tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. with Battle for Middle Earth. And you are up on Thursday.
Yes, at 10 a.m.
Yes,
think,
with
yeah.
Apsu.
Okay, guys. So Morale really wants us to do this like candy challenge, and it's supposed to be really sour.
Essentially, she's trying to poison us with Swedish candy.
Yes.
She did this before, so we have these here. Cheers.
Okay, no, wait. We
What?
should make a bet.
What? Oh. What were we betting for?
I don't know. Okay.
Okay, so the person
do
who
that.
makes the no laughing either. Okay. Okay, so we'll
Do you want to explain the rules?
No, I think we got it. So we'll put these candies, we'll put them in our mouth, and whoever makes the worst face, Twitch chat gets to decide. Whoever makes the worst face needs to donate $5 to charity.
You're gonna put it in your mouth.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
Let's go. 3, 2, 1. I think you already lost.
Oh,
So-
it's so gross.
So Psycho Bunny needs to, Charisse needs to donate $5. This is not very well thought out. Now I need to chew this while talking. I'm sorry. Okay,
Merle's like on
finally.
the ground laughing right now.
Ignore the background noises. These are just people being silly.
This is so
Anyways.
nasty. Did you like it?
It wasn't actually that bad. I had worse.
Yeah.
And at least it wasn't licorice. If I was licorice, I would have probably lost.
I love licorice.
Yeah, see, then I would have lost. So Morale gave me the good candy. Anyways, I think we'll wrap it up here and get rid of the taste. And I hope you guys will have fun with Horizon Zero Dawn, run by Elkcher. We'll be starting in a couple minutes, so just be patient with us and see you soon. Have fun.